Kyler, I'm filming this on my phone. Where's your phone?
When I was getting on the plane to leave today, my jacket was getting a little wet, so I took my phone out and I put it in my chest pocket. Well, I didn't zip up my chest pocket, and when I bent over to untie my boots, take my boots off before I got in the plane, fell right out. As Bart May would say, my phone's down with Davy Jones. He's probably watching all of our sweet all-in spotting scope footage that was on it. Probably at least a couple gigabytes worth. So there's a good amount of footage on that phone hanging out at the bottom of the bay. I think there's plenty of footage on the cameras, and they'll be all right. We're decently well covered. There's definitely a few things that we're just not going to have anymore, but I think it's pretty well covered at least. Definitely make an episode out of it. That's for sure.
Promise.
Yeah, I think so.
Jace, what are we doing?
Searching for Tyler's phone. Doing a visual inspection. Trying not to get in the water, because it gets pretty murky if you start stepping around. So from on the floats, we can see in there pretty good. Might have to bust out the metal detector here shortly though.
Well, this is an unusual start to an episode. It's very seldom that we start at the end. But what we're doing right now is we are out back at our camp the day after the hunt looking for a cell phone that is somewhere down here. Like down there in the water, in the ocean. This really was a bear hunt that's turned into a scavenging expedition using metal detectors, magnets, pretty much everything you can think of, in hopes that we can find that phone. And if we find that phone, hopefully the iPhone 14 that says it's waterproof, well, we'll see how much salt water it can withstand for how long, if we find it. We've been out here for almost an hour now. The tide's starting to come back up. And once the tide reverses and starts coming back up, that phone's going to be way underwater. So, is it? We need a salvage expedition, not a hunting crew on this one. Hey folks, a lot of you have already seen this Southeast Alaska bear hunt out on our Fresh Tracks platform. Appreciate all of you who support us out there. It makes a huge difference. We can't thank you enough. That's why we try to give you first access to everything. If you are interested, we'd love to have you out there. Go to freshtracks.tv and go check it out. Enjoy the episode. Well, Jace, that was a few years ago. We met right on this dock. That's
This was
first
the
time.
spot.
Yeah. I walked away. I said, I need to hire that guy.
Apparently it worked out. But yeah, that was back in the summer of 2018. I was working for the Forest Service for the summer here in Petersburg, and happened to come out to do some fishing on an evening off work, and happened to see you standing out here with Marcus and Mike Spitzer.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't help myself, but I had to go introduce myself and see what you guys are up to. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, you guys are on a bear hunt, which now we're out here on a bear hunt.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it?
That summer was life-changing for many reasons,
Yeah.
but I mean, that was one of them. But just being
being
out in Alaska
yeah.
for a full summer was a totally new life experience for me, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever done. And
Yeah.
but then it also put me on a path that took me out to Montana and now back to Alaska multiple times. I've been out here the last 2 years filming you.
Usually you're filming.
Yeah,
Now you got a tag.
I've got to tag myself this time, and
Yeah.
we brought Kyler to
Kyler's
film.
filming. And so we fly out tomorrow to a place we've never been to.
Yeah, this is uncharted grounds.
Yeah. And the weather looks like it's going to suck. So I think you'll shoot a bear.
I'll do my best.
Sometime in the next 5 days, you'll shoot a bear.
I'll do my best to do that. It'll be fun. We're using the pack rafts this time,
Yeah.
which Michael and Marcus did a couple years back, and it worked out well for them.
Yeah,
So
they shot too.
we're giving it a go ourselves now.
Yeah. But after the luxury of last year and the perfect setup and the huge bear, it's like, all right, I don't know that I'm ever going to top all that. So I might just be here for moral support and instruction that's probably not worth what you pay for it.
Oh, I think
So.
it'll be worth it. I think regardless of what the weather comes, it looks like it's coming, but
Yeah.
we're going to make the most of it. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited to explore this new country we're going into. It's
Me
looking
too.
good. So
For years I've wanted to go film there, and
Yeah.
finally we get a chance to do it. And, you know, all the years I've come here and done it. And I came to this this dock right over here in 1977. That's how long I've been here, and or how many times I've been here, and sharing it with you and Kyler and others. That's been the whole purpose for me. Hopefully we'll get some more memories to share.
I think we will.
How'd you sleep last night?
I slept so hard last night, most of the rocks here were more restless than I was. I don't know why I sleep so well when I'm out in the woods, but I do.
It was a beautiful morning here in Southeast Alaska. Kind of surprisingly beautiful morning. So yesterday we actually spent the majority of the day in town waiting for a weather window to get flown out here. It's pretty low visibility all day long, and it wasn't till, I don't know, close to 6 o'clock yesterday that we finally made it out of town. Made it to the spot out here. We're a ways out here, so it was a little bit longer flight than usual, but we made it and got camp set up. We were able to find a camp spot in the trees here and got everything set up, and then it was dark pretty quick actually. So there's this spot we plan on paddling into today, I'm assuming, and we spotted a bear from the plane as we came in back there, somewhere back there. And then just before it got dark last night, we spotted 2 bears, I don't know, 500 yards from here, right across here. When Kyler said that there was 2 bears, I kind of just assumed it was a sow and a cub, and then I get the spotting scope on it, and it was like 2 adult-sized bears that we think are boars. So that was kind of really interesting that just 2 big bears are out feeding all night next to each other. So that was pretty sweet. Our mode of transportation for this hunt is pack rafts. All 3 of us have a pack raft, and so we're kind of in this smaller bay, but it has a channel that kind of goes way back in here that you can't get a boat or a skiff into. So that's going to be pretty unique that we can get in there with these pack rafts, which is going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to get those set up here, or we're going to get those ready here shortly and take off and see what we can find today. It's go time. Let's go find a big bear. Big old bear. Big old bear. She floats. Well, we didn't make it more than 200 yards from camp, and we saw another bear. So we're gonna beach right up here on this rocky point and hop out and get some footage and take a closer look. I'm thinking it's probably one of the bears that we saw last night, but you never know. Check it out. Oh, we beached up and we were about 250 yards from that bear. Definitely, not go after this one. He's pretty rubbed up. Hard to say if it's a boar or sow. It's definitely not just one of those you look at and go, oh, that's a big boar. It's a decent sized bear, but hide's not in very good condition.
That was cool. What? 500 yards from camp? What do you think?
Try walking in a little bit.
What's that?
Try walking in a little while.
Yeah. You want to just beach the boats here and walk?
Probably easiest.
Guaranteed it's easiest. Yeah, I think if we tied the boats up here, and then we could just, because with that wind, if we stayed on this side, I think we'd be in good shape.
I think so.
I like that plan, Jace.
I see that, yeah. There's gotta be a big one in there. get real close to him. It looks like a boar.
It does. Got a big hump on its back.
He's not even far from here, but
No, but I think this rapid is gonna cover our noise, don't you?
yeah.
I think so. I'm with you. Let's get up there and get a good look at him. Look at the long neck. That's a big bear. That's a big one. You want pretty or you want big? We got two bears, one at 200 yards. That's beautiful, no rubs. It's a boar, it's not huge. Then we got Big Hank up here. He looks like a pig. He's got all of his hair falling off.
Yeah, it's like both shoulders down to his front arms.
He's got a neck on him like a horse, about that long. Got a head on him, got a bigger head than I got, and I got a big melon. If this bear was any bigger and you weren't shooting, I'd be laying down on the pack right now. He's 198 yards. I'd have to cut another 100 yards off him. Wow. That is a beautiful coat. I hope we find another coat that pretty, but I don't know if we will.
Well, depending on how this other bear looks, if he's like substantially big from what we can tell, I might.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah. We just let a really nice bear walk into the trees here, but we saw a bigger bear just up here about 500 yards, so we're gonna sneak up there and see if we can get eyes on that one. He's rough, but he looks like a whopper. There's another bear right on the edge of the trees, just behind this one close to the...
This is tough. There's so many bears. How do you pick one? What do you think? Is this a big one?
Depends on how big you're looking for.
He looks huge. He looks huge.
Yeah, he's big. Now that he stood up, you can really see him.
He's just a freaking blocky unit.
I mean, his belly is still down in the grass. Yeah, he's rubbed on that front leg.
He's got the same thing on the other side, too.
Yeah, now that But he stood up. Look at him. You can see that body size. You can see the muscles in his head. When you get him in the crosshairs, they look way bigger. I bet you if you snuck around to that rock, you could get on that and be really steady with your butt.
Damn. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Don't be under any pressure. 119 units up upon a crockett bear, and Jace won't shoot him because he's got a bad hairdo.
You know, it's like I keep thinking, like, if I shoot him and, like, that's the bear I go with, I'm gonna be more than happy with him. But, like, I'm also just, like, want to keep seeing what else is out there. But you're probably right.
There he goes, Jace. He's walking into the trees.
Yep, he's out of here now.
That was your big chance for this morning.
It was, and it was very tempting. But this spot we've been looking at leading up to this hunt, talking about we're gonna go in there and find all these bears. Well, we haven't even made it halfway through here, and we've already found 4 bears. And it's day 1 of the hunt. He's pretty rubbed up. It's just like the stars haven't quite aligned yet.
They aligned for him.
They aligned for him very well. Because he was pretty close to getting shot there. I was tempted, but I think
115 yards.
115 up the closest, yeah.
The good news is I saw another bear walking on the north side of the creek, way up there.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty nice spot up there.
Yeah.
Due to find some more.
Get up to that point of trees and see how the wind's doing.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Grab my back. Now that question's been answered, Jace. Does the bear shit in the wood? Yeah.
Well, sure looks like it.
Where the hell did he come from? He's not rubbed at all. That's a different bear. And then, because that guy disappeared way over here. Jace has got bear number 6 there this morning. We spent an hour watching a bear out here. And we started walking and we looked back, and right behind the rock from where we were comes this other bear that Jace is getting footage of right now. He's not as rubbed as the other big bear out here. In most other places, this bear would be doped right now. This is the second biggest bear we've seen. Jace might talk himself into it. Shoot him a little bit.
It's like we're at the bear sanctuary at the zoo.
Yeah. If you shot this bear, you'd probably go home a happy guy. You can tell though he's just not quite in that age class as that other one that was out here. In big sky country, he'd be big dead bear is what he'd be.
Yeah, you don't see bears this size out in Montana that often.
No. your nap?
It was good.
Kyler was taking a nap. Big rubbed up bear that Jace passed on, walked 40 yards right behind him while he was sleeping right here.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But while we were doing all that, another great big bear came out down here, so we gotta go down there and Jace is gonna shoot him. Then we're gonna bring the rafts up and we're gonna float out 2 of them because I'm gonna shoot one after Jace shoots this one. Got a 2 for me.
That one looks big. I mean, just from the naked eye, look how much bigger it is.
We got 2 great big bears right out here at 500 yards. We're gonna try to loop around them. And Jace is gonna shoot one, and when the other one looks up, I'm gonna shoot the other one. I told you folks we're getting a 2 for this afternoon. All they got
Suppressed rifles can very well make this happen.
All they gotta do is watch one episode and they get to see 2 bears go great big black ones. They're not rubbed at all. This is where the first kind of, I don't know what you would call it, the first little blip of the hunt happens. So it's Jace in the lead, I'm about 10 yards behind, and Kyler's about, I don't know, 20 yards behind me, and he's trying to film, get some wide shots of us doing our thing. And I walk across the creek, and it's, I don't know, a little over my knees, but it's just slimy as all get out. And all of a sudden I hear some commotion behind me, and I look back, and all I see is Kyler holding our big camera up, and he's trying to keep his balance, but the current is sweeping his legs underneath him. His waders are filling up with water, and he's trying not to make any noise. He's trying to save the camera, and he finally comes to rest against this big rock and a big splash of water. But I never did see the camera go underwater. So I'm not sure what happened, but once he got up and he's like, ooh, yeah, I got a little water in my waders, and we're like, everything okay? And he's like, well, audio isn't working on the big camera. So we're not exactly sure what happened in there, if it was water, if it was just the you know, banging it, or, you know, whatever, holding it and shaking it when he fell. But now the big camera is kind of without audio.
I think we're gonna try to shoot one of these bears. Big, nice coat. So now we just gotta cut the distance.
I'd like to. Yeah. I'll shoot. I'm gonna shoot one.
They're stacked up right now, Jace. I was telling them the bears are stacked.
It's not every day you got 2 big boars in your crosshairs at the same time. Which one? I'm trying to remember which one's which.
Got him good.
Yeah, I saw him scrounging to get up and that other bear take off.
Yeah, he's gone. Sweet, dude.
Yeah, hope it's the one you want.
Oh, this is one I thought. That was just such a cool experience. Like, two big old, beautiful coat bears. They were identical. Once they crossed paths, I was like, which one's which? I was like, it don't matter. They're both beautiful bears.
They were not. I mean, I just want to experience them.
The setup and opportunity was too cool.
Knock down this riverbank.
Yeah, I mean, we had to make it worth it after Kyler took a spill in the water.
That was a pretty bad digger you just, Kyler.
Man.
No, he's dead out there. I think he's laying in a muck hole. Congratulations. Randy.
Do this. So I was able to shoot this bear with this 6.5 PRC, and if you guys are wondering which Howa this is, it's a kind of a custom build off of a Howa barreled action. So myself, Marcus, Michael, and Kara, we all built our own rifle off the Howa 1500 barreled action, and then we did a ton of shooting. We took them to some local matches and an NRL hunter match. I took this gun on a hunt, and the three of them are all taking their rifles on a hunt this upcoming fall. So you guys are gonna wanna stay tuned, because before this fall hunting season, we're gonna release the whole series, and you guys are gonna see us build these rifles, shoot with them all off season, shoot them at a match, and then obviously come out here and hunt with them. And as you can see, it worked great, and I think you guys are really gonna like this, so stay tuned.
Working on this bear of his. Kyler says, there's a bear over here. After we got all the meat off the carcass, I thought, well, wait, I better go look at that bear. Kyler's like, he seems to have a good coat. I can't tell how big he is. Looks like freaking King Kong Bundy or something. He's got a great big melon on him. I think he's a little rubbed in the mouth, but he's down underneath that page. Can't really tell for sure, but I'm going to stay through this little Everglades that Jace navigated, and I'm going to pop up there.
A little double up here.
this grass was shorter so I could lay down. See us, he didn't know what, but and I looked over at Jace, and Jace hit his buffer bottle and the wind was going. Just 2 minutes ago it was coming this way, so that was a nice bear. That was a really nice bear. He wasn't rough at all. We'll go finish Jace's bear and we'll shoot him up here.
So our plan is we're gonna hang this bear up in these trees right behind us. And then I think we're gonna try to find Randy a bear. Is that right, Randy? I'd love to find you a bear. So, yeah, hang this bear, hopefully kill another bear, and then hang that one up, and then sounds like we'll pack back in here tomorrow and paddle out 2 bears if everything goes to plan. Otherwise, we'll come back in tomorrow and kill a bear, then pack out all the bears. So, one of those 2 ideas should work.
Just about went down for the count there.
He's got a monster head on him. From what I could tell, like, biggest, I think he's got the biggest head on any bear we've seen so far.
Once you get them in the crosshairs, boy, they usually look pretty big. But then we'd be done, Jace. Yeah, it's a pretty big one. You see the blubber on his back legs and his walk.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's a freaking unit.
that's a big one.
If he hits the trees, that's who we're going after tomorrow.
Yeah. He's cruising. He's looking for a sow. Looking for love. And it might lead him to his demise.
Wind is terrible.
Yeah, I know. It's my warning. Not taking that shot late in the evening. Nearby.
Interesting scenario. At least you only did one.
Well, we got here. This raft is flipped over. Mine's got a great big hole in it. You can see a bear track right here. Another one there, here. We must have just interrupted him. And mine, that doesn't get fixed. So, we're going to have to come up with a plan for what we do. Like I said, when you come to Alaska, expect everything. That's a big hole. You can't, I mean, it's a big L shape.
Yeah, you can't fix that.
That's not a patch repair. Well, One of the more interesting days I've ever had bear hunting. Jace shot a really nice bear. Nice old boar. And then we saw a lot more. Came back to the boats and a bear had ate my raft. Tore a great big hole in her. So they rafted back. I did the big shoreline loop. And now we're gonna see if we can get any of this damp wood to start a fire down here on the tide line. And hopefully if we do that, we'll have some brats, right boys?
Oh yeah.
Otherwise we're gonna be eating gastronomic, which is great. But we're trying to ration out here just in case we get stranded for a couple days. Bears keep eating our boats, we'll just be hunting from right here. We're gonna find him tomorrow though. It's gonna be a reckoning. Anyone who complains about him being not done enough or too done, I'm not here to put up with sniveling.